Hello and welcome to Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. We're glad to have you join us again. I am Lydia Odije Ochi. The federal government has earmarked more than 26 billion naira for the rehabilitation of the Ida to Nsukka Road, an 84-kilometer road linking Kogi and Enugu states. Also, the Federal Capital Territory Authority got the backings of the Federal Executive Council in the step towards reducing traffic congestion on roads in the FCT. State House correspondent Jide Onifade has more on this and other decisions taken at the Federal Executive Council meeting, which was presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari.
Ministers whose memoranda got approval of the Federal Executive Council are the Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Raji Fashola, Federal Capital Territory, Mohammed Bello, and Minister of Interior, Rauf Aregbesola, as well as Minister of State for Education, Chukwuemeka Nwajiuba.
A draft bill for the establishment of a Federal University of Health Sciences was approved and is to be cited in Otupo, Benue State.
So the Minister of Works and Housing, who presented two memos, the Council approved the request to appoint a consultant to undertake the supervision consultancy for the construction of the Bodo-Boroni Road and Bridge, previously awarded by the Council.
We now have a consultant helping to supervise what the contractor is doing. The supervision consultancy was awarded at the sum of 895,250,000 naira.
Minister of Interior Rauf Aregbesola also got approval for the two memos he presented to the Council.
Memo to the Federal Executive Council seeking approval for a bill for now to repeal the Immigration and Prison Services Board Act Cap 12, Law of the Federation of Nigeria, LFN, 2004, and equally sought the approval for the enactment of the Civil Defense, Correctional, Federal Service and Immigration Services Board, CDCFIB, Bill 2021, at today's FEC.
Minister of Federal Capital Territory Mohammed Bello says the demolition of illegal structures will be a continuous exercise without compensation for all those who contravened the authentic plan of the federal capital.
I presented a memo for the award of contract for the procurement of a light-duty towing truck, including a 10-ton crane attachment for the Directorate of Road Traffic Services under the Federal Capital Territory Administration. And this contract has been awarded at a total contract sum of 286,302,277 naira 50 kobo.
The population of the Federal Capital Territory is increasing by the day, and so are crimes and criminality. FCT Minister Mohammed Bello says measures are being taken to ensure adequate protection of lives and properties. In the State House, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
Internally displaced persons and wives of fallen heroes have benefited from the federal government's Zero Hunger project aimed at addressing nutritional needs of persons of concern. The project was flagged off in Maiduguri, the Borno State capital, by the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and IDPs in collaboration with the Defense and Police Officers' Wives, DEPOA, led by the President, wife of the Chief of Defense Staff, Barrister Victoria Irabo. Yagum Subukar has the details.
Beneficiaries of Project Zero Hunger project here in Borno State who described the food care park as all-encompassing say the gesture is a sigh of relief to their long period of suffering. Project Zero Hunger is an initiative of the Federal Commissioner, National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons, Iman Suleiman, where the most vulnerable persons are supported with their immediate needs.
No government has intervened for the vulnerable like this government. The president has the agenda in the forefront. We have 100% support from our minister, from the Ministry of Nigerian Affairs.
We have gone to visit our husbands to encourage them at the theater. We have visited the widows, and we thought it wise to also visit those in IDP camp.
While at the Theatre Command Operation Hatinkai, the Federal Commissioner and members of the POA, led by its national president Barrister Victoria Irabo, paid a visit on the theatre commander, where they commended doggedness of troops in fighting the over 12 years of war, which led to the peace now enjoyed in Borno. Theatre Commander Joint Task Force Operation Hatinkai, Major General Christopher Musa, who described the visit as a morale booster, assured that the insurgency will soon come to an end. The team also interacted with wounded soldiers on admission and wives of fallen heroes, where food care packs and cash assistance were presented to them. In Maiduguri, Yagum Subukar, NTA News.
No fewer than 5 persons have died following an explosion by a tanker laden with petroleum product Wednesday morning at Ogeri axis of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. According to Ogun State Sector Commander FRSC Ahmed Umar, the cause of the accident could be attributed to wrong overtaking by the petrol tanker driver and in the process collided with a moving truck. The collision, which resulted in the spilling of the contents, later caused inferno, while other vehicles on the road were subsequently trapped. The FRSC boss in Ogun State also confirmed that 5 persons were burnt beyond recognition and their bodies had been deposited at a morgue in Ibarra. Now let's talk about another gas explosion. We turn to an update on Ladipo market gas explosion with Abolade Salami in Lagos. Abolade, if you can hear me, what is the latest situation?
Thank you so much. I'm right at the spot of the incident where the gas exploded yesterday, and nothing much is happening as I speak with you now. As you can see behind me, the cars that were damaged yesterday and some properties that were destroyed yesterday due to the gas explosion are just left untouched. While we got here, when we got here, we saw some people that are still looking on to what happened yesterday, but nothing actually is happening as I speak with you now.
I don't know if you can tell us what are the authorities saying, or is there any establishment on the cause of the gas explosion?
We've not had anything. When we got here, I asked for questions, and what I was told was that some government officials came in this morning to inspect the level of damage. Because the area has been cordoned off, they were limited to areas where they could get to. But when we got here also, we saw a notice on the wall restricting people from going in to carry out any form of commercial activities. That is the current situation on ground.
Does this mean there are no commercial activities since the incident happened, especially in the spare parts section?
No. As I speak with you, activities are ongoing at Ladipo Market, but the particular spot where this incident occurred has been cordoned off. No activities is going on. What is happening at that spot before an incident occurred is that we heard that they have a mechanic workshop, and there's this particular spot where tires are being sold. Those are the major things happening at the spots where the gas incident occurred, and that's where we had the damage. The major damage were on these cars that were parked. I'm sure they were trying to fix those cars. So when the incident occurred, the building came down on those cars and destroyed those cars. And what we heard was that nothing here should be touched until investigations are concluded.
Thank you, Abolade, for that update on the gas explosion on Ladipo Market. We now join Lagos, our first port of call, and Michael is guiding us. Hello, Michael.
TV Chief Executive Officer Usifu Ataga have continued to give evidence before the Lagos State High Court sitting at the Tafawa Balewa Square. Kendi Adebisi reports.
On the second day of his testimony, Mohammed Abubakar, a security man at the Shortlet apartment where the late Usifu Ataga Super TV Chief Executive Officer was allegedly murdered, told the court during his cross-examination by the defense counsel that in his testimony to the police, Abubakar said he suspected one Babalola who stayed adjacent to the apartment of the incident. He vehemently denied ever making such statement. He narrated how Mr. Babalola asked him to get a carpenter to fix a broken door of the apartment in the night of the murder. Abubakar added that he was curious to why Mr. Babalola wanted to fix the door before checking out of the apartment. Counsel to the first defendant asked Abubakar if he knew the identity of the lady who checked into the studio apartment, since the lady was always wearing a face mask, and at what point did he know it was the first defendant. Mr. Abubakar replied that it was at the Deputy Commissioner of Police office in Panti. Abubakar also told the court how Usifu Ataga came into the premises on the 13th of June, led by the first defendant. Prosecution counsel during his re-examination asked the witness if he could identify the lady who checked in on that Sunday and whether the person was in court. Abubakar said the lady was in court and pointed at the first defendant. Justice Yetunde Adesanya then adjourned the case till 26 November for the continuation of the proceeding. In Lagos, Kendi Adebisi, NTA News.
Developing a strategic plan that will integrate peace and national development for improved operational capacity in humanitarian services in Nigeria is essential to attract aid sector support to the nation's peace objectives. Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development Sadiya Farouk, represented by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Bashir Alkali, said the engagement meeting is aimed at developing implementation plan for national humanitarian development peace nexus framework. Abolade Salami reports.
During this year's celebration of World Humanitarian Day, the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development presented the National Humanitarian Development Peace Nexus Framework to stakeholders with a view to emphasizing the significance of peace to national growth. The crux of the deliberation was centered on the operationalization of the framework for humanitarian development and peace building in Nigeria. In a bid to domesticate the process of Peace Nexus Framework and develop new strategies of delivering humanitarian response, a team of experts are comparing the pros and cons of the framework to come up with a 5-year implementation plan.
It's like most of the humanitarian actors are not talking in the same language, meaning everybody is doing his own thing. So what this meeting is supposed to do is to harmonize their activities.
With a goal to improve and enrich the framework without changing the focus, the need to align implementation around specific needs of persons of concern across the country was emphasized.
The framework sets the pace, and since the framework has been already launched, we feel this is the next step forward, and so ActionAid is very, very happy to support the ministry.
So we look at a country like Nigeria, we look at any other country, we see pockets of peace, we see pockets of stability, and I think it's about being pragmatic. I think it's about finding solutions which are appropriate for people where they are.
At the end of the 3-day brainstorming session, it is expected that a new, integrated, effective and efficient methodology for the aid sector to support peace objective will be developed. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
Time now for some messages. Nationwide continues shortly after this break. Please stay.
The 7th Annual Safe School Conference of Education and Security Leaders on Lessons from Past Emergencies holds from 22nd to 25th November 2021 at Green Minds Hotel, Utaku, Abuja. This event will be declared open by the special guest of honor, Honorable Chukwuemeka Nwajuba, Honorable Minister of State Education. Facilitated and supported by Ministry of Education, UNESCO, Nigerian Police, Nigerian Army, NSCDC, NDLEA, FRSC, Federal Fire Service, NEMA, National Human Rights Commission, NCC, NUT, Medical and Health Workers Union of Nigeria, and NTA. organized by Exam Ethics Marshals International. For further details, please visit our website, examethicsmarshals.org/safeschools, or call 0803-342-5958.
The Budweiser Game of Kings is finally here. Watch the battles to beat all battles live. La Liga's Roberto Carlos and Premier League's John Terry will be going head-to-head while playing alongside our very own MPFL players. So come join us on NTA Network and Budweiser's social media network on Saturday, November 20th at exactly 12 p.m.
Niger, it's on. Game of Kings is brought to you by Budweiser, the official sponsors of the EPL and La Liga.
History is history, so either you know it or you don't.
My advice to the younger generation is that they should learn from what we have started and what we have left.
I did things that ordinarily I should not have been doing. What that meant was that I was working hard.
Whatever assignment you are given in life, put in your best.
The military years were a disaster.
Smoldering effects of all that is what we are trying to cure.
Welcome back. Senate has passed the Real Estate Regulation and Development Bill 2021, which seeks to provide efficient, effective, and transparent administration of the business of real estate in Nigeria. This followed the consideration of the report of Senate Committee on Establishment and Public Service, which described the bill as a vital legislative intervention in the sector. It also seeks to ensure that real estate developers conform with the National Building Code in Nigeria and to curb fraudulent activities.
Of real estate development in Nigeria conform to international best practices and safeguard the ultimate interest of all stakeholders in the business.
And prescribe minimum standards for the conduct of the business of real estate and development in Nigeria and for related matters 2021. Third reading taken.
Commiserated with families of victims of the recent gas explosion in Ladipo, Lagos State, as moved by Senator Solomon Adeola. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives has passed the bill to establish South-South Development Commission. The responsibilities of the commission include receiving and managing funds from the Federation account and other sources to address infrastructure deficit in the zone. The commission is expected to tackle ecological and environmental challenges, communal crisis, and militancy. It shall also ensure development and integration in the South-South states of Akwa Ibom, Rivers, Bayelsa, Delta, Cross River, and Edo. The House of Representatives has begun moves to restore sanity at airports across Nigeria through legislative intervention. This was the outcome of a meeting convened by the Speaker, Femi Gbajabiamila, with heads of agencies operating at Nigerian airports. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali has more.
The Speaker, Femi Gbajabiamila, opened the meeting with a litany of experiences of airline passengers at major airports.
Dilapidated airport infrastructure, including malfunctioning air conditioner units, touting at the airports, persistent complaints of extortions and harassment by government agencies operating in the airport.
In recent times, we've had a lot of embarrassing videos that have brought to the fore again the issues regarding our infrastructure and people and process challenges at the airports.
To address these challenges, the Speaker proposed a Transportation Security Administration bill to sanitize services. Agencies at the meeting suggested harmonization of operations.
Private and government will now work together to enforce this particular standard. If you are caught, you lose your asset permanently.
And we must recognize our boundaries, and we must recognize the operator, Federal Airports Authority, who is in charge of the airports, and nobody should be exempt from these protocols.
Meanwhile, the Chief of Air Staff was with the Oversight Committee of the House of Representatives to defend the budget of 2022.
Recently, the Nigerian Air Force inducted 16 newly acquired aircraft into its fleet through the support of the federal government and the National Assembly. These aircraft include one Mi-171E helicopters from the Russian Federation, 3 GF-17 Thunder aircraft from Pakistan, and 12 A-29 Super Tucano aircraft from the United States of America.
The Air Chief used the opportunity to inform the committee of other supportive roles rendered in health, humanitarian and electoral matters. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
Senate Committee on Power has asked the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, to provide detailed information on the likely dates for the completion of its ongoing projects. This came up when the agency reappeared to defend its 2022 budget. National Assembly correspondent Dayo Ogunshola reports.
Explaining to the committee how the Transmission Company of Nigeria intends to spend 4.4 billion naira allocated to it by the federal government in 2022 proposal, the acting managing director of TCN hinted that only 17 projects will attract the attention of the agency in 2022 to be able to achieve results.
But what I did, I selected them according to percentage completion. What can I deliver with the little I have? And I appeal to the National Assembly to give more money to TCN so that we can spread our projects to reflect the culture of this country.
In its assessment of the performance of year 2021 budget, the committee sought to know whether counterpart funds to some of the ongoing multilateral transborder transmission line projects have been assessed.
You have to clarify, do you have new procurement process or all you have are ongoing projects?
These are very germane and pertinent questions. If I'm supposed to provide counterpart funding of a certain amount of money, and I'm providing more money than what I'm supposed to provide, what am I going to do with the other excess? This is far in excess of the counterpart funding that I'm supposed to provide. So we'll need answers from Minister of Finance through you next week, Tuesday.
More details are being expected by the committee for further action. From the National Assembly, Dayo Ogunshola, NTA News.
The Code of Conduct Bureau has received petition from the 14 Edo State legislators who were not inaugurated after the 2019 general elections. The members who are dissatisfied with the delay in the exercise of executive powers to return them to the Assembly for legislative business have urged the Bureau to investigate and address the issue.
To officially inform you what we are passing through so that we can get succor from this office.
No House of Assembly in Nigeria shall be less than 24 and none shall be more than 40. Then the reliable question to ask or the logical question to ask should be, what is the number in Edo today? I'll give you the answer. Subject to your confirmation. It's 10.
Whatever it takes, we leave no stone unturned. We make sure that we reach out to all those that have a say and those that are stakeholders where we can get information to make a case and ensure that we've done justice to everybody.
Chairman Code of Conduct Bureau, Professor Mohammed Issa says the Commission will investigate the petition and carry out appropriate measures to ensure that justice is served. The Cybercrime Division of the Nigerian Police Force is adjudged one of the best, and other law enforcement agencies are undergoing training on the workings, structure, and administration of Interpol in combating trans-border crimes. Leader of the House of Representatives, Alhassan Adodogwa, who was at the training, applauded the concept of setting up a global security management through the Interpol platform. Francis Form reports.
Collaboration, sharing of information, joint training together.
This is the first time the Nigeria Police Force National Central Bureau, Interpol, is bringing all law enforcement agencies under one roof.
It is important by the time the participants go back to their various institutions, they will be aware that, look, if we have this situation, we need to get in touch with the National Central Bureau so that they can give us intelligence on what we are looking for.
Participants were introduced to the workings of Interpol in combating terrorism and illicit trafficking of arms, money laundering, and cyber fraud.
So if you're able to work together as agency of government from different perspectives, I think we are going to achieve more successes.
With this, I have more light and more understanding on how Interpol works.
It broadens our minds as police officers, even as citizens of Nigeria, to know that we have relationship beyond Nigerian shores with other countries.
Majority Leader of the House of Representatives, Alhassan Adodogwa, believes collaboration is key to winning the war against terrorism, banditry, and associated crimes.
The agencies of security must come together, to interplay together, and strike at the same time. Have same note to confer for them to succeed. I want to believe, in my honest observation, that a platform like this is offering that opportunity for our different security agencies to come and look at the security problems from one perspective.
Interpol covers all areas of crime and criminality, such issues relating to biometrics, information, intelligence, forensic analysis, amongst others. Francis from NTA News.
Still on the Interpol, the candidature of AIG Garba Umar for the position of Vice President Interpol representing Africa has received a boost with the endorsement of Nigeria's government security. Correspondent Francis Form reports that the feat was achieved through the cooperation of Interpol member countries that led to the stepping down of 3 candidates within the African continent for him.
Why it is important for Nigeria to secure the position of the Vice President, Interpol, is the fact that when I'm on board, I will bring on board something that will enhance the technological globalization of fighting crime and criminality. Innovations will come in. Intelligence information will be at our bottom because we will be able to connect with all member nations and international community.
Garba is expected to be sworn in on the 25th of November in Istanbul, Turkey, for a period of 4 years. The Federal Capital Territory Public Complaints Commission has advised the FCT administration to look into the activities of commercial motorcycle operators and dispatch riders within the territory that are fast becoming security risk. FCT PCC Commissioner Dalhatu Ezekiel Musa gave the advice at a press briefing. Aye Najei Auta has details.
The past 3 months have witnessed unwholesome activities of commercial motorcycle operators and dispatch riders along the Maraba-Nyanya-Kubo Road. The Commissioner FCT Public Complaints Commission, Dalhatu Ezekiel Musa, stated that the Commission's on-the-spot assessment reveals that they are usually not checked at the military roadblocks on that axis. Based on this, he advised the FCT administration to bring up stiffer measures to regulate them.
The military is blocking Kubo, that they are doing checking of vehicles to fish out criminals. And then the Okada people can freely move in or unchecked. Then it means they are doing nothing virtually.
While appreciating the efforts of the FCT Joint Security Task Force during the recent Abuja kidnap case, the commissioner advised that proactive measures be put in place to ensure that the territory is rid of all forms of crime and criminality, especially in the suburbs and area councils. Other issues border on the conduct of some immigration desk officers on issuing passports, increase in AEDC electricity tariff, which has brought untold hardship on residents, and the DSTV tariff, which he observes should be on the basis of pay as you go. Aina J. Outa, NTA News.
Corruption in the Nigerian judiciary has been taunted over the years as an issue capable of holding down the performance of the third arm of government. But when the judiciary itself discusses this phenomenon, more enlightened perspectives are raised with the hope of a lasting solution. This is what our correspondent Femi Okeowo saw on day 3 of the All Nigeria Judges Conference.
Because of the ethics of their profession, there cannot be any better forum for frank talk by judicial officers other than this biannual conference. It gives them an ample opportunity to voice out with no holds barred on issues that affect the running of the nation's judiciary. It was the Chief Justice of Nigeria himself that set the stage for this down-to-earth confrontation of the issues confronting the judiciary, when on the opening day he, for the opting time, warned judicial officers against abusing their judicial powers.
We must rise to the challenge and restore public confidence in our ability to dispense justice without fear or favor, in line with our knowledge and understanding of the law and the highest dictates of our conscience.
Then President Muhammadu Buhari, who was represented by the Vice President, complimented that position.
The other point that I think must be made is that of judicial integrity. I'd like to urge that your lordships must not allow a few to undermine the respect and trust, both local and international, that our judiciary has built up in over a century.
But the conference theme itself, which is promoting judicial excellence in the administration of justice, allowed for all these. And in line with this intent, day 3 of the conference, under the chairmanship of Supreme Court Justice Olukayode Ariwola, focused on panacea for curbing corruption in the judiciary, perspective of the bar and the bench. So, when President of the Nigerian Bar Association took to the stage to give the bar's perspective, it was an opportunity to open up on the facts.
Politicians have realized that political power is never enough to manipulate the destinies of the people. They also require judicial connections to legitimize what would otherwise have been their illegal actions. As a strategy to ensure that their ends are met, they launder their goodwill in influencing the appointment of judges for the sake of a time when they will call for payback.
Retired Justice of the Supreme Court Paul Adamugalinje and Justice Joseph Oyewole of the Court of Appeal Enugu Division gave the perspective for the bench. Improved welfare for judicial officers was a key issue. One issue, however, which both the bar and the bench seemed to agree on, is the involvement of senior lawyers in the process that leads to the corrupting of judges. And this, the National Judicial Council, NJC, the Legal Practitioners Disciplinary Committee, and the Nigerian Bar Association have been told to rise up to. The Biennial Judges Conference ends on Friday, but somehow this year's conference has raised so much expectation about things coming to a positive change for the Nigerian judiciary based on all the issues that have been discussed in this year's conference. In Abuja, Femi Okeowo, NTA News.
Thanks, Femi. You're watching NTA Nationwide. Kemi in our Ibadan Network Center is standing by with more reports making the rounds in that zone. Hello, Kemi.
Hello, Lydia, and a warm welcome to Ibadan. To stop the continuous adverse effect of hate speech and inciting statements in both print and broadcast media, stakeholders have called for collective action against the menace. This was during a webinar organized by the United Nations Information Center and pen pushers for some Nigerian journalists. Correspondent Oyinka Omole completes the report.
Hate speech has been traced to a number of conflicts and destruction across the world due to the influx of manipulated content in the media that deceive and incite hatred among the people. The United Nations Information Center and pen pushers considered it prompt to train Nigerian journalists so as to control the trend.
And this has increased to unprecedented levels globally. It is very worrisome to the United Nations. And this is why the UN Secretary General just last year issued a strategy and plan of action for the UN system to deal with this issue of hate speech globally.
We need to tackle hate speech, but we need to know where it is coming from, what's the root, and who are the targets of hate speech and why.
Asserted that all and sundry must rise to condemn hate speech in its totality, as well as support victims of hate speech before it is too late. Tagged Combating Hate Speech to build a culture of peace in Nigeria, the participants called for proper regulation of the social media as one of the major promoters of hate speech. In Ibadan, Oyeyinka Omole, NTA News.
Registered widows and non-governmental organizations numbering over 500 in the 33 local government areas of Oyo State have benefited a hand of fellowship from the wife of Oyo State Governor, Tamuno Minini Makinde. Tagged Empowerment for Widows 2021, the event was held at the Presidential Lodge, Government House, Agodi, Ibadan. Omokende's report is here presented.
It is known that many widows in some parts of Nigeria are being sent out of their dwelling by in-laws and therefore rendered homeless. This informed the Widows Empowerment 2021 by the wife of Oyo State Governor, Tamuno Minini Makinde, to provide a life support service to some widows who are breadwinners in the 33 local government areas of Oyo State.
Proactive, take care of your children and your health, and embrace all the free resources that are available in the state.
Part of items distributed were 6 kg gas cylinders, foodstuff, groundnut oil and cash gifts. A widow of 6 years, Miriam Sharif, who spoke extensively on the plight of widows, lauded the effort of Oyo State government.
It was a shock experience, sincerely speaking. With 3 kids, I have nowhere to go. His family, they just sold everything he had.
No, some people see it as the last point, and all they do is to depend on brother-in-law, sister-in-law, and when they don't see that help coming, they begin to complain, they begin to murmur.
The empowerment program, which is put together by the wife of Oyo State Governor, is to help the widows find satisfaction in life in the face of the nation's economic situation.
And that is it from Ibadan. Nationwide will continue in Sokoto with Sadia after this break. Do stay with us.
Nigerian youths are about the greatest assets the country has at the moment. It is therefore not surprising that the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari is strategically responding to the yearnings of the youth through multiple projects and programs. Youth Entrepreneurship Support Years by Bank of Industry, the Youth Investment Fund by the CBN, and several other conditional cash transfer programs. Recruitment of 774,000 social workers, majority of whom are youths, and so many other projects that are beneficial to youths directly or indirectly. If the administration can do all this, definitely with a degree of patience and time, it can achieve more. Nigerian youths must come together to say no to terrorism, no to vandalism, and no to all disruptive tendencies. Hashtag Youth for Greater Nigeria. Pacifying the youths, unifying the nation.
The Budweiser Game of Kings is finally here. Watch the battles to beat all battles live. La Liga's Roberto Carlos and Premier League's John Terry will be going head to head while playing alongside our very own NPFL players. So come join us on NTA Network and Budweiser's social media network on Saturday, November 20th at exactly 12 p.m.
Niger, it's on. Game of Kings is brought to you by Budweiser, the official sponsors of the EPL and La Liga.
Still there. Governor Aminu Waziri Tambuwal has described as callous the killing of 15 people by unidentified gunmen in Ilele and Goronyo local governments. Tambuwal made the remark while receiving the participants of Course 44 of the Armed Forces Command and Staff College, Jaji, on a courtesy call at Government House, Sokoto. Bilata Abdullahi reports.
Banditry attack last Sunday night left 13 people dead in Ilele local government bordering Niger Republic, about 97 kilometers from Sokoto city, and 2 other people in Goronyo, about 76 kilometers east of Sokoto. Governor Aminu Waziri Tambuwal again appealed to the federal government to expedite action to checkmate the activities of bandits in all the affected areas. He stated that economic development will be difficult to attain where there is insecurity, no matter the financial resources available for such undertaking.
But we're also very worried that we have to have the enabling environment for us to execute and carry out these laudable projects. It's not just about getting the funding, but also the right atmosphere of security, of safety is key.
The team leader, Commodore Monday Abba, who is the director in charge of logistics, Armed Forces Command and Staff College, Jaji, said members of the Senior Course 44 are in Sokoto as part of their course study tour.
The tour will also enable them to conduct on-the-spot assessment of Sokoto State's socio-economic efforts with a view to preferring solutions to identified challenges.
The theme for the tour is enhancing national security through socio-economic development. In Sokoto, Dalata Abdullahi, NTA News.
Preparatory to its forthcoming convocation ceremony, the Governing Board of University of Port Harcourt was in Birnin Kebbi to update the Chancellor and Emir of Gondu, Muhammad Ilyasu Bashir, on preparations and state of things. Abubakar Garbadigi has more.
Leading the delegation was Senator Andrew Ochendu, Chairman Governing Board. Where current happenings in the university were mentioned, they pleaded with the Emir not to relent in sharing his wealth of experience on the university and by extension Nigeria, so that the much needed development in all aspects is achieved.
So that everywhere is in crisis, there's insecurity. But we drove in calmly, some distance from the airport to the town, and it was calm, peaceful.
Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Owuneri Judicial, who was full of praises on the warm reception accorded them, was asserted that the university is currently the 5th in the NUC ranking, owing to the wise counsel of the board under the Chancellor.
We carry along activities in the university. From time to time, we should come to brief the Emir what we're doing, at least to put him in the picture of what is going on in the university.
On his part, the Emir of Gondu and the Chancellor of the University, Muhammad Ilyasu Bashir, lauded the current reality in the university, noting that the performance of the Vice Chancellor did not come as a surprise, owing to his commitment to duty.
So let them know about your problem and how you are facing it and what you intend to do.
University of Port Harcourt is one of the 2nd-generation universities in the country. In Birnin Kebbi, Obagara Wadigi, NTA News.
And that's it from this end. It's now back to Lydia in Abuja.
Many thanks. Health workers in the registry department have been advised to equip themselves with opportunities in the information and communications technologies sector for effective service delivery. This was at the 41st Annual National Scientific Conference in Abuja. Salwa Khalil Ibrahim reports.
Here are professionals from different health facilities across the country, focusing on how to ensure accurate collation and management of health records for proper planning, clinical decision-making and resource utilization.
At this time, our country should take advantage, as the rest of the world is doing, of the numerous advantages attached to electronic medical records, as this remains the main scientific method of data collection.
The COVID-19 pandemic makes their work more pronounced as daily records become available to update Nigerians and assist government in meeting demands of the time.
I wish to make a loud call through the Honorable Minister of State for Health on all agencies and parastatals in the health sector and those other institutions using data to find our members useful, as they are well equipped to give them what they need in data analysis. The association and other stakeholders need to re-strategize and take advantage of the new normal to improve on our collective efforts and performance.
With the theme Harnessing Quality Data for Combating COVID-19 Pandemic, the role of health information management professionals, the three-day conference will be rounded off with an election to bring a new National Executive Council. Salwa Khalil Ibrahim, NTA News.
Next is Port Harcourt, and Jenny will be our guide. Hello, Jenny. We apologize for the audio challenge there. Now let's go on. We hope to rejoin them if we can. The Non-Academic Staff Union of Educational and Associated Institutions, NASU, has advocated a holistic approach that will address bottlenecks in the education sector. National President of the Union, Dr. Makolo Hassan, at its National Executive Council meeting in Abuja, made case for allocation of adequate funds to the sector. Kunle Adeyeye has more.
That sets the tone of the meeting, designed to address issues like implementation of agreements with the federal government, controversies over the inconsistencies of the Integrated Payroll and Personnel Information System (IPPIS), better funding of institutions, and the ongoing strike in the research sector.
Let us roll enough money to educational sector to take care of the infrastructural settings.
For you, one of the things that is agitating the minds of our members across the length and breadth of the Federal Republic of Nigeria today is that payment of the minimum wage consequential adjustment area.
Responses from relevant government agencies indicate that federal government has done a lot to improve the sector.
Mr. President, as part of the struggle for improved funding, has graciously approved the sum of 15 billion naira revitalization fund to the polytechnics, and is very optimistic before the end of the year the money will be released.
The delegates unanimously enjoined all tiers of government to keep improving on infrastructure. In Abuja, Kunle Adeyeye, NTA News.
The federal government is determined to complete the ongoing installation of mini and medium rice processing mills in 10 states. Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Mohammed Mahmoud Abubakar, says the government is also looking at the possibility of ensuring availability of rice at affordable price for Nigerians before the festive period. Musa Baba Aliu has the details.
In 2018, the Federal Executive Council approved for the Federal Ministry of Agriculture to establish 10 integrated rice milling factories in 10 states at the cost of 10.7 billion naira. Already work has begun, and 4 out of the 10 are near completion. The 4 are located in Niger, Adamawa, Ogun, and the FCT. The minister, while inspecting the construction in Kwali, was assured that with little push, the factory and that of Suleja will be ready before next month.
They need additional funding to complete, especially these 2, and we'll look at the possibility of making sure we get the funding rather quickly so that we have at least the 2 completed by January, let's say, end of January or so.
In the meantime, the minister has given directive to the Nigeria Agricultural Seed Council to go after producers and distributors of fake seeds. The minister also visited the council in Gwagwalada, where he promised to assist the organization with basic operational equipment.
So this is a place where it's absolutely important to the agriculture sector, and it is my responsibility to do everything humanly possible to support them, to make sure that not only good seeds are being produced, but imported and exported.
Going by records, Nigeria is rated as the largest producer of seeds in Africa, providing about 60% of the input for the West African nations. In Abuja, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
We believe Port Harcourt is now good to go. Jenny, it's over to you.
So much, Lydia, for rejoining us. As the world continues to be threatened by the climate change, adaptation is vital to the fight against global warming while building resilience through evolving environment conditions. These are some solutions preferred by an expert in tackling climate change in Nigeria. Ubraetam reports.
Climate change refers to an increase in average global temperature, with natural and human activities believed to majorly contribute to the phenomenon. In recent times, Nigeria has been experiencing adverse climate conditions, and Cross River State is not left out, especially with persistence in rainfall patterns leading to rising sea levels, which is threatening the country's coastal region, and other several ecological challenges, such as flood as well as erosion, among others.
The persistent rainfall and flood has actually claimed so many farmlands. It has actually helped farmers to do consistent cultivation.
We have to adapt to this situation because we cannot change it immediately. Mitigation takes a very long time.
Climate change has also become a threat to agriculture as well as the economy, and if left unchecked, experts say may result in food insecurity. The good news to the challenge the experts posit is that adopting other modern methods of planting and growing crops that are fast maturing will help in food availability.
Greenhouses should be built. In a greenhouse, you can control the temperature, you can control the moisture, and even the soil nutrients.
Realizing the significance of the environment for survival of man, the need for all to adapt to climate change, experts says, is apt. In Calabar, Uduak Etam, NTA News.
And that's it from here. Lydia is back to you in Abuja.
Thank you, Jenny. Attention of the public has once again been drawn to the risks of tuberculosis to human health in the country and the global community. This was at a maiden edition of the Memorial Lecture in honor of late Professor Lovett Lawson at the Bengham University in Nasarawa State. Kenneth Nanim was there and now reports.
There are at least 10 million individuals with tuberculosis in the world. As I speak today, there are over 450,000 Nigerians with tuberculosis. Sadly, of this large number, only just above 100 have been diagnosed and put on treatment, meaning 70% of these individuals have not gotten access to diagnosis, no enrollment to care.
Estimated statistics on tuberculosis situation in Nigeria and globally that this event is worrisome, an indication that more work needs to be done and effective leadership and partnership is key, as exemplified by late Professor Lovett Lawson.
We can't take that away from him. As far as that is concerned, I see him as a colossus in the fight against TB in Nigeria.
He led as a noble Nigerian, which is a hallmark of what it is to be an Igbobian.
He had contributed immensely to TB control in Nigeria, and the legacy lives on.
We should all come together as one so that people are trained and we have a seamless way of making diagnoses and getting treatment to the people.
We have come as a university to realize how to write research proposals and access grants. We're indeed grateful to Professor Lawson for this.
However, the organizers believe the memorial lecture would be sustained while more time be devoted to research towards ending the health challenge as a way to immortalize late Professor Lawson, who gave his all towards containing tuberculosis in Nigeria. Kenneth Nanim, NTA News.
Clement Oloruntoba has sports update.
Following the qualification of Super Eagles to Qatar 2022 World Cup playoffs, Nigeria's opponent will be made known next month when CAF conducts the draws. However,
Reactions have thrown the 1-1 draw against Cape Verde.
The top 10 teams that will make it to the next phase of the control are no means meet. So that's the more reason why we need to be up and doing. Can we be able to up our hands and be able to really challenge the likes of Cameroon, Egypt, Algeria for World Cup slot? Right now, we can do just that.
Meanwhile, Rivers Hoppers are still basking in the euphoria of their victory over Gombe Bulls in the final of the 2021 Nigeria's Men's Basketball Premier League Super 8 tournament in Abuja Tuesday, following 74-57 wins over the Northeast team. Hoppers will now represent Nigeria in the Basketball Africa League.
We are not going to go there as novices anymore. We are going to do our homework well. We are going to adequately recruit and fortify our team, and hopefully we'll put up a better performance than we did in the last edition.
Kano Pillars finished third after seeing off Kwara Falcon in the third place playoff. And finally, a 5-day workshop on developing critical skills and knowledge for business in golf industry is underway in Abuja. Organized by the #1 lady golf professional, Uloma Umbuko Ogwokiri, the training is to teach the players fundamentals of golf swing, financial management.
That's the much you can take of sports update. Before we go, let's remind you to join NTA in the fight against rape and rapists. I'm Lydia Odije-Ochi. Have a wonderful evening. Goodbye.
Welcome to Abuja, the place that unites Nigeria.
This vaccine is safe, and it has been certified safe and usable by NAFTA.
welcome to Walk It Out. Indeed, this is Nigeria's longest television educational program, and we are always so proud, so happy, so excited to bring Nigeria's finest students on this TV show every single week. If you're watching for the very first time, welcome. This is where we showcase some of Nigeria's finest students from the junior category. And on this program, we try as much as possible to simplify the subject of mathematics right here in Nigeria for our future leaders. Are you ready? I am ready. Let's get it started right here. Welcome to Walk It Out. My name is Israel Efe Robo. And our quiz master on today's program, as always, please welcome quiz master Bukola Egboche.
Thank you very much, Efe. It's a pleasure being here.
Welcome. Now let's meet our contestants. Contestant A.
My name is Michael. I am a JSS 1.
Contestant B.
My name is Ibeko Sochiku. I am in JSS 2.
A round of applause for her. Contestant C.
I am Olishola Eniola. I am in JSS 2.
I like that. Sounding so confident. I hope you can bring your A game on today's program. Contestant D.
My name is Joseph Timda. I am in JSS 1.
A round of applause for all of them. Well, indeed, the show starts here. It starts right now. Let's see how this will pan out. Over now to our quiz master, Bukola Egboche.
Thank you very much, Efe. On the program, we have 3 stages. Stage 1, Stage 2, and Stage 3. You have 5 seconds to answer questions in Stage 1. And in Stage 2, you have 10 seconds. For the final stage, you have 15 seconds. You also have the opportunity to take bonus questions. If you want to take the bonus question, there's a button in front of you. You press that button and wait for me to call you to answer. Okay? Now we'll start with Stage 1. So we're going to start straight with contestant A.
Number 2.
Question 2. Change 8.4 times 10 raised to the power 3 to ordinary form. Yes, your time is up now. Bonus. C.
8,400.
8,400 is correct. Contestant B.
Number 16.
16. What is the value of 1 in 5.691?
Units.
No. What is the value of 1? Yes, contestant A.
1,000.
Sorry?
1,000.
No. Yes, D.
1,000.
1,000. That's correct. 1,000. That's a bonus for contestant D. See your question.
Number 9.
Number 9. What is the value of 6 in 41,568?
Tens.
6 tens. That's correct. D.
Number 8.
Express 9/25 as a percentage. Nine over 25 as a percentage. Yes, A? The answer is 36%. Contestant A. What number does MCCCXII represent? Yes?
153.
No. Contestant D. MCCCXII. Yes, B?
1,212.
1,312. That's correct. That's a bonus for B. Now your question. Question number what?
13.
13. Express 1,422 in Roman numeral. Yes, say it.
MCDXII.
Again?
MCDXII.
No. You missed it. Yes, D?
MCDSSII.
That's correct. That's a bonus for contestant D. C, your question.
Number 11.
Express 8 whole number, 5/9 as an improper fraction.
– 79/9.
Sorry?
79/9.
No.
86/9.
77/9. That's correct. That bonus goes to contestant D. Your question, D. 15. Express 113/3 as a mixed number. Yes. It's 37 whole number, 2/3. And we're in the last round of questions for this stage. Over to you, contestant A. Number 10. The dash is the number of times each piece of data occurs. No, the number of times each piece of data occurs in a data. Your time is up. Bonus? Yes, D? It's frequency. Contestant B.
Number 12.
Calculate the mean of 11, 13, and 15. Anyone? Yes, contestant D?
39.
No. C, do you want to try?
13.
13 is correct. That's a bonus for C. Now your question, C.
Question 14.
Okay. Calculate the perimeter of a rectangle if the length is 16 centimeters and the breadth is 10 centimeters.
52.
52 centimeters. The last question for this stage goes to contestant D. That's question 7. Simplify. Open bracket, -9, close bracket, plus, open another bracket, -9, close the bracket. Simplify. Yes, bonus, contestant B.
-18.
-18 is correct. That bonus goes to contestant B. And with that, we've come to the end of the first stage of our competition today. A round of applause for them again.
At the end of the first round here on this edition of Work It Out, the results are in. Contestant A came out with no points. Contestant B came out with 13 points. Now while contestant C came out with 14 points. While contestant D came up with 6 points. Thank you. What this means simply is contestant A drops out of this at this stage of the competition, while contestants B, C, and D, they move over to the next round here on Work 8 Out. It is getting interesting. Stay with us. We'll go for a break. The show continues in just a moment. Do not go away.
You are welcome to the second stage of our quiz competition today. So if you are just joining us, just pick your pen and paper and work it out with us. For this stage, contestants, you have 10 seconds to answer the questions. And your questions are from 1 to 9. So I'm going to start straight away with contestant A. Your question. Question 3. Mean, median, and mode are known as dash. No. Statistic. They are not statistics.
Statistics.
No. They are known as measures of central tendencies. Contestant B.
Number 5.
Number 5. A rectangle has a perimeter of 60 meters. Find the length of the rectangle if its breadth is 12 meters. No. The time is up now. Yes, bonus, anyone? 18 meters, that's correct. That's a bonus to A. See your question. Number 1. Find the next 4 terms of this sequence. 1, 2, 5, 10, and 17. What are the next 4 sequences? Sorry, the next 4 terms. No. That's all right. And your time is up. Yes, contestant B? That we have 26, 37, 50, and 65. Next question, contestant A. Number 4. Solve the inequality. Minus 2n less than minus 8. Just tell me the answer. N is greater than 4. That's correct. Your question B. Number 2. Express 8.3 times 10 raised to power minus 6 as a decimal fraction. Time is up. Bonus attempt. The answer is 0.000083. Contestant C. Number 9. Express the ratio of 3 days to 3 weeks as simply as possible.
12.
Ratio of 3 days to 3 weeks in the simplest form. Sorry, your time is up. Yes, contestant B.
24.
Ratio. So that's 1:7. Okay, and back to you, contestant A. And this is the last round of questions for stage 2. Your question.
Number 6.
Okay. Solve for A. If 4/5 is equal to A/10. A is equal to A, that's correct. B.
Number 7.
Okay. Find the discount price. If 20% is given on a cost price of 420 naira. No. It's 336 naira. And the last question for this stage goes to you, contestant C.
Number 8.
Okay. Round off 0.04455 to 2 significant figures.
0.044.
Say it again.
0.044.
No. Not 044.
0.
Speak to me, yes?
0.
No. It's not right.
445.
Your time is up. Okay, contestant B.
0.045.
That's correct. 0.045. That bonus goes to contestant B, and with that, we've come to the end of the second stage of the competition.
At the end of the second round here on Work It Out, we have 2 of the contestants that will move over to the final round where we will crown our champion. And then also, 1 contestant drops out at this point in time. These are the results. Contestant A came out with 26 points. Contestant B came out with 15 points. While contestant C came up with 6 points. So contestant C drops out at this stage of the competition. We'll return after this break here and Work It Out for our final round to see who goes home with our grand prize. Join us again.
NTA Educational Television, promoting learning.
We're in the third and the final stage of the competition. For this stage, you have 15 seconds to answer the questions. Contestant A, I'm starting with you. Number 3. A dash is a point or a corner where 3 or more edges meet.
Vertex.
That's correct, a vertex. B.
Number 8.
Number 8. Information in numerical form is called?
Data.
Not data. Yes? No, it's called statistics. All right, contestant A.
Number 2.
The sum of angles in an n-sided polygon is given by what formula?
N minus 2.
Speak out.
N minus 2 times 180.
That's correct. B.
Number 7.
Solve the equation. 3 equals to x minus 8 all over 6. Just tell me the answer.
10.
No? That's not correct. And your time is up now. Contestant A, do you want to try the bonus?
26.
Yes, X is equal to 26. That's another bonus for A. And this is the last round of questions for this final stage. Number 5. Solve this equation. 2 over 3A plus 2 equals to 1 all over A minus 3. Your time is up. Yes, bonus attempt.
A equals to minus 6.
No, A equals to minus 8. Okay. And the last question for this stage goes to you automatically. Are you set? Okay. Factorize x raised to power 2 plus 8x plus 7. Time up. Yes.
X open bracket, X plus 8 plus 7 close bracket.
No. That's not correct. The correct answer is open bracket x plus 7, close bracket, open another bracket x plus 1, and close the bracket. And that brings us to the end of the final stage of our competition today. Round of applause for them, please.
Thank you, thank you. And that was our final round here of this edition of the program. What a show it has been. Before we bring you our winner for today, let's quickly tell you how they performed in this third round. Contestant A came up with 38 points. And contestant B came up with 15 points. It is very clear that we have a winner. Here on Work It Out, we promote learning and we always work it out. We'll go for a break at this point in time. When we return, it will be time for us to present our prizes to all our contestants on today's edition of Work It Out. Stay tuned. Thank you for staying tuned. This is Work It Out. If you just tuned in, you've missed quite a lot. You're just in time to witness our prize presentation on today's outing. Alright, so we had 4 contestants who came on this program today. They worked it out, and now we have our winner. In 4th position, please welcome Michael Joy. Thank you so much, Michael. In 3rd position, please welcome Timidayo Joseph. Better luck next time, Joseph.
Right.
At the number 2 position, please welcome Ibe Kosisochukwu. You gave it a good fight, but it wasn't good enough, so better luck next time. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our champion on today's edition of Work It Out. She came, she saw, she conquered, she blew our minds away, and she's the winner. Please welcome Olushola Eniola. Congratulations, Eniola.
Congratulations.
She did very well, and she walks away with our star prize. If you are at home, you're a kid in secondary school, the junior secondary school, and you are thinking that you can do way better than what our star prize winner today has done, go ahead, get across to us here on NTA ETV We are located in Yaba Judicial in Lagos, Nigeria, and you can be a part of this program. Show us just how good you are on the subject of mathematics. Remember, we promote learning right here on ETV. Also, don't forget that you can watch all our past episodes of this program up on our YouTube channel. We are at NTA ETV. It's the best way for you to prepare for this program. So that's our program for today. It's been really, really nice. So that's right, Buki.
Yeah, it was nice.
Do you think there's something that that is the students, the kids, should do before they come on this program?
A lot of practice. They need to practice a lot, and that's the key.
So there you go. The key thing for you is to practice, practice, practice every day to become the very best here on Work It Out. My name is Israel Iferobo from my quiz master, Bukola Egboje.
Bye-bye.
We're out. See you again next week.